with like ET Canada. Is
wow, they're
yeah,
like a big news.
ET Canada, Chorus Entertainment,
wow.
like. Hey y'all, it's your girl Sonnet, and I'm back with another video. Today I have a very special guest with me. And if y'all don't know me, my name is Sonnet Hines, and I'm a first-year student studying professional communication at Toronto Metropolitan University. Today, I have my friend Julia, who is going to be talking about UofT, ready to just hear a little bit more. But this is episode 1 of a new segment I'm doing called Face Off, where I will pin 2 universities together or analyze one university so that whether you're a current student or an aspiring one, you get the inside scoop. So, Julia, tell the audience a little bit about yourself.
First of all, thank you so much, Sonnet, for having me on this. Honestly, I feel like this is such an incredible environment to be on your YouTube channel. This is an honor, so thank you so much.
Of course.
For YouTube, hi, my name's Julia Callahan, and I'm a first year at Rotman Commerce at UofT. And I chose this program because, you know what, I've always loved business. I've run a couple businesses throughout high school, and I just always knew, hey, business is the right path for me, and we're just gonna go and run with it. So here I am, love Rotman, and I can't wait to tell you a little bit more about it today and learn more about TMU too.
Oh, of course. Just to give you guys a little bit of insight on TMU, I study professional communication, as you all know, but I don't think I ever told you why I chose it. The reason I chose this program was mainly for the reason that you have a broad opportunity and like variety of future career paths, such as being in like the news, the media. You can do public relations, be like a media analyst, work in marketing. So there's a lot of options, but I really love just communicating and presenting. All right.
Yes, and you're great at it, to be honest.
Oh my gosh,
Incredible.
thank you. All right, well, we'll get right into the questions. The first one is, what clubs are you in?
Okay, so at UofT in general, there's a lot of clubs. There's no question that University of Toronto is an absolutely massive school, which means there's so many opportunities and so many ways to get involved. So some clubs I'm in, Rotman Commerce for first year has internship programs within Rotman Commerce clubs. And I'm an intern at the Rotman Commerce Entrepreneurship Association, or Entrepreneurship Organization. It's RCEO for short because we are the CEOs, because we're entrepreneurs.
Ooh,
so
I like that.
I thought that's really cool. So there's first year intern opportunities at like finance-based clubs, marketing clubs, so many different clubs. So I'm in that. And then part of this internship is that I'll actually get to intern at a startup later on in the year. So that's really exciting for me. And another club I'm in Heart House Singers, which is, I love musical theater. I love singing. It actually makes me so happy. So
This girl's got a beautiful voice.
Oh, thank you. I love singing so much though. Just, it's the one thing besides business, and I'm like, this makes me so happy. But I'm in Heart House Singers, and I really love it because it's not just university students. It's people of all ages joining from all areas in the city. So it's a really great singing opportunity for me.
All right, well, you guys heard it first. Those are 2 opportunities that you can do as a university student at UofT. Well, for me, I am in 2 clubs at the moment, so I guess we're kind of matching.
Yeah, we are
that.
matching.
And the first one is specifically for my program, and I'm in the events committee, which means I help do events for getting people together from 1st to 4th year and help with other programs, because sometimes we do like crossovers. And then the second club that I'm in is the broadcasting club for my school called CJRU. And what's interesting, it's kind of like what you were mentioning, because it's available to everyone. So you don't have to go to the school to be a part of CJRU. So it's available to anybody. You can be a host for different segments. I'm a morning host.
Cool.
All right. So we're gonna head into the next question on what is the community like?
Okay, so again, no secret, UofT is a massive school, but Rotman itself is not a huge program. I think there's about 800 first years in Rotman. I'm going to talk specifically about Rotman, but then I'll go into a little bit about how you can get involved with smaller communities inside of UofT. So in Rotman, at the beginning of the year, there are a lot of orientation events. There were networking events that you can go to. There was like a mini putt event, and Rotman has individual houses, just kind of like a Harry Potter house system, where there's like individual movie nights and bowling nights and lots of events. So I think Rotman really does make a conscious effort to have events and smaller events within the program, because otherwise it is pretty big and you get lost. The people that I've encountered in Rotman so far have absolutely been incredible and have really had similar interests to me, because I've always been the entrepreneurial type and always wanted to do innovative things, but Rotman really does give you the opportunity to meet with those like-minded people. And a lot of my classes now have case studies and are case study based and are not like, for one of my classes we're doing a business case competition, which has honestly been really great, and then you bond with people there. UofT as a whole, what you have to do is that you really have to break out and find your niche little communities within. And there's so many clubs to join. I have friends from my choir and from just going to some events and club events that are now my best friends. So you know what, you just gotta branch out. I know it may seem daunting, but once you find those little groups across campus, you'll figure it out.
I honestly feel the same way about TMU. Yeah. It's the same sort of like structure, I'd say. I think another important thing to mention for my school, and I don't know if this like relates to you, is that it's a large commuter school. So sometimes it is difficult to like meet people and like hang out when people have had like a full day of class and they have to commute like an hour and a half to go home. So the struggle is real for the commuters out there. Like I feel
the struggle is real for the commuters out there.
Yeah, but it's just like one thing to know about both of these universities.
UofT does have a big commuter population, but the other thing that's really cool about UofT is that they have a huge international population on top of it. Like I have friends from like all places in Canada and the world. Like I know people that are from France. I have a friend in California. I have a friend, like I have a lot of people that are from like Vancouver. There are people from like any country that you can think of, to be honest. Yeah. So although the commuter population does make a big part of UofT, there's enough people on campus that are from enough places across the world that you don't feel isolated.
That is very important, because I know like that's just like a big thing about UofT is that you have like a bunch of like different groups of people and like levels of diversity.
The diversity is really important. It's what makes our campus so special, to be honest, because
And I think with TMU there's also like levels of diversity, but I also think that there's like a layer of like immense creativity and like there's always stuff going on, and I think the TMU Student Life page does a really great job of highlighting some of the events and like clubs that are available. I know there's like improv every Wednesday available to everybody, as well as therapy dogs every Thursday. I've never been to therapy dogs, but I know friends that have been. Cool. Yeah, and they actually just did like
love dogs so much. Oh my goodness.
They did a Halloween therapy dogs event like a little bit ago. But there's so many things that the Student Life TMU page does for the students. How did you make friends and like professional connections with people?
Okay. How did I make friends? So first of all, before I got to UofT, I'm like, okay, I'm gonna know some people. I'm not gonna go into this program not knowing anybody. So I spent a lot of time on like UofT forums online and meeting people on Instagram, because there was a UofT 2026 page. We're the graduating class of 2026, by the way, if that wasn't clear or did not mention, we're first years. So I did a lot of that beforehand. Some of my best friends I met online, and I see them absolutely every day. And a few of them are in Rotman, a few of them aren't. I just did a lot of networking online beforehand, before I got to UofT. Once I got to UofT though, I actually made a lot of my friends at my orientation at St. Michael's College. There's different colleges at UofT, I can mention that later. And a lot of them are in Rotman also, so I was able to make friends there. I also made friends through Rotman networking activities. I think I mentioned those earlier. And some of my best friends are just from like this small community I found off campus, and they are in like third year, fourth year, and they're some of my best friends I know. So yeah, you just have to find the people, seek them out, and then you'll make friends.
Yeah. I think a lot of it is like also planning and like getting yourself out there I'm gonna mention, like, because I did stuff before school started, but I want to talk about, like, orientation, because orientation at TMU is, I feel like it's like no other university. There's honestly, like, 20 plus or like maybe 50 plus events every day.
Wow.
So you have a lot of options. Yeah, like and like I'd be upset because there's so many things happening, and like there's also
you can do all of them.
Yeah, there's like sub orientations for your specific faculty or program, and some of them you have to pay for. For mine, I didn't have to pay for the creative school, but they had like a breakfast, and like they had like things to know as like a first year. So what I did was I tried going to those specific events for my program, so I had connections within it, as well as going to like some of the main program or like the main like orientation events. So there was a Caravana Splash event. There was like it was amazing. That was my favorite event. There was Fiesta del Fuego. There were movie nights, free snacks and chats, cozy corner at the Tri-Mentoring program, which was my favorite because like I got to hang out with the people that work at Tri-Mentoring. So there's like a lot of things that you can do that first week before school starts. So definitely take advantage of that. I would leave my apartment by 8 and come back home at 10. Like I wouldn't take breaks there. And like some of my roommates are like sometimes are like, you were gone the whole time. Cause I'm just like, I don't wanna miss anything. I don't want to go back to my apartment. I wanna go out and like do everything, because honestly, there's never a time where there's not something going on, unless it's like 1 a.m. Like there's like no orientation events going on at that time, I don't think.
That's crazy though, because I feel like the orientations at UofT are like very separated. It's not like the whole school has, so they separate it by colleges, and then some individual programs have their orientation. I know like architecture, engineering, and Rotman all had separate orientations, but St. Mike's, Trinity, Innis, University College, Victoria College, there's one more college, Woodsworth College. Sorry, there's a lot of colleges. Each have their own individual orientations. They're all pretty much the same throughout, like across the board, but they don't have that many events. So I think what ends up happening is orientation is just kind of first, like it's a starting point for you as opposed to a complete ending point. Because what I ended up doing throughout orientation is I was at St. Mike's, I met some friends there, and then I ventured off to Trinity College and found some of my friends there, and then ventured off to Woodsworth, and then ventured off to like New College for karaoke and boba. You just figure it out. It was more like orientation jumping. You went from program to program to program.
That's interesting.
It was actually really cool, like looking back, very different from TMU's.
Yeah.
It was a lot more, I would say, academic in the actual like nature of it as opposed to TMU, but you find your friends within. I had a good time. I actually had a really great time during orientation.
No, I love we both enjoyed our orientation. Yeah, we did. Like it is what you make of it. The first day I was
a little nervous. To be honest, I think I called Sonnet.
I think you did.
I called Sonnet.
But nervousness is a part of it. Being nervous means that you care about your experience.
100%. There's nothing to really be afraid of. Like you just go and you do it.
Have fun.
Yeah.
And like I want to add on to the academic point, because there was like a opportunity that you could do in the summer called Summer Jumpstart. So if you are an aspiring student, definitely mark that down, because they have a bunch of like academic Zoom meets on like how to write professionally, how to cite. There's they had in-person events too, like yoga and like playing soccer and things like that. I was not able to do those because just the whole idea of commuting while I was also working in the summer, like a lot of the times it just wasn't working as much as I wanted it to. They also spoke about, the Tri-Mentoring program, as well as different affinity groups. So it's a really good place to get a feel for the university, get a feel for, if I'm doing math, like what am I gonna need to like know? Or if I need to cite something, how do I need to cite it? And you can also contact people through Summer Jumpstart. You can contact people that are like in higher up positions that are leading the seminars or like leading the calls. Or you could contact people that like, there was an introduction page and I looked for people in my program and then I messaged them, and the way that you can foster connections. Another thing that if you're an aspiring student, note down Facebook as your best friend. I think Facebook was where everything started for me. Like everything just kind of like branched out because the school emailed me after I accepted my offer they were like, oh, there is an accepted 2026 TMU student page. So I went into there, and they were funneling a bunch of different events, and that's how I found the group chat for my program. Right before orientation started, I was like messaging, does anyone know any like, things? And someone was like, hey, I do, like, let me add you in right now. So
Wow.
I got into the Instagram group chat, and I found events through there. I think that's everything for like making friends and connections. Like orientation, that's where I met the
Orientation's
majority of my
important.
friends.
While you were talking,
Yeah.
yes, we have kind of like an online, like it's called Arrive Ready for UFT, kind of like what you were talking about.
Arrive
Jumpstart.
Ready.
Yeah.
Ooh.
So you just like did like economics 101 basic terms in the summer, and you had a study group. That was great. And you reminded me, I met two of my closest friends. This was absolutely like insane good fortune for me, but I had a TikTok video that went viral about me going to Rotman, and then I met a couple friends through there.
Yo, I'm gonna link that. I'm gonna link that.
It was like my secret account that no one knew about too, which is crazy.
Wow.
And if you know Loud Luxury, they were at orientation at UofT. They commented
Ooh.
on that video, and I didn't see that until like a month later, which is crazy to think
Oh
about.
wow, that's
So,
crazy.
Yeah.
What are class sizes like?
Okay. Again, no question that UofT is big. I feel like I'm being so redundant saying that. But Rotman, again, smaller program. My largest class, I think, is around 400. And that is my son is thinking, what the heck? Because that's for Math 133, which is a first year Rotman course. I'm pretty sure it's the easiest math course at UofT, period, though.
Ooh.
It's not too insanely difficult yet. So keep that in mind. That's the largest class size. And honestly, I find it all right because what happens in this class is that they separate you into hives and pods throughout the year. So you actually have smaller groups within that class too, which I appreciate. It's kind of cool. My smallest class this semester is 70 people, which is marketing, which honestly doesn't feel that much different from a high school classroom. It feels like there's about 30 people when there's really about 70. But UofT, I want to talk about this a little bit. This might take a while.
Oh gosh, I'm
This
getting
is
ready.
exciting.
I'm ready.
Okay, get
ready.
comfortable. Because there are so many incredible opportunities for first years, like first year seminar courses, and there is a series of courses called the One courses at UofT. So first year seminar courses are just for first year, and I think they cap them at 30 students. Like, there's a course on every single topic. I know a friend who's taking a Hamilton the musical course right now, which is so cool. And I know people that are taking courses about like Vikings or just a bunch of random things. I'm taking one next semester, and mine only has 14 people at the moment.
Oh wow.
So that's really exciting. I can't wait to kind of have a smaller class where I can have more conversations. So that's definitely a thing at UofT. Beyond that, if you want to have like a full year worth of like individual smaller class sizes, you can take something called a one course. So one courses are specific to each college at UofT. I can talk about the colleges later when I think we begin to speak about like residences and stuff. But the colleges have programs that are specific to first years, and they're by application, where you go in and you have like, it's a full year worth of courses in an individual topic. I don't know if I'm describing this right, but you're with the same people all year. I think there's about 4 courses per one program.
Okay.
I have a friend who's in the Monk One program, which is the public policy program, and they're just focusing on public policy courses, and there's 4 courses, and you just focus on that for the entire year. With Rotman though, the issue with that is that Rotman has 3 recommended courses on top of the required courses, which you don't necessarily need to take first year, but a lot of people do. If you take the one courses, you won't be able to take all the required courses, but you can switch the required courses to second year or take them in summer. Either way, feasible options, either way. I just opted for the first year seminar courses instead of the actual one courses, although the one courses are incredible. Victoria College's one course has a focus on innovation, which I really like, and I'm pretty sure Innis College's one is more focused on like urban studies and stuff, which is really cool. So it just depends on what you're interested in, and you make sure you apply to those early.
You know, you actually just reminded me of something. I know I didn't actually put this question down, but like opportunities available in our programs, you kind of spoke about that.
Yeah.
But like for mine, there's an internship that you can take second year in the summer or third year, second semester, I'm pretty sure. So we have like partnerships with like ET Canada. Is
Wow, they're
yeah,
like the big news.
ET Canada, Chorus Entertainment,
Wow.
like
Incredible Sonnet.
exactly. I think everything about this is incredible.
It is.
But yeah, the
Amazing.
internship
I
is
love
an
university.
option. University rules. It is an option to do internship, and then there is an option to do a study abroad. So to do an exchange for a semester. And I think that's
an option at UofT too.
Yeah, that takes place third year, second semester.
Same.
And it's like you just go to like, I think you can either go to like Germany, London, England, like Hong Kong. There's like we have a bunch of partnerships.
Yeah, which is amazing. And honestly, you just brought up so many important points about UofT now too, because like the international, I think for us for the study abroad third year, you can go the entire year, or you can go the first semester, or you can go the second semester.
Wow.
For Rotman, you have to stick to a specific like amount of schools that they offer you. I think there's only about 15 exchange schools that you can go to.
That's a lot.
Yeah.
When you say only, like,
but, like you can't just go anywhere.
It's only 15. That's not a lot.
No, it's not a lot. There's so many incredible experiences. For general UofT, there are a lot more like experiences and places that you can go. But
yeah,
class sizes.
Class sizes. Oh, we gotta get back to that.
Get back to the subject at hand.
For me, as I mentioned, like my program is somewhat like on the smaller size. So for my mandatory classes, there's probably about 20 people. So that's like my CMN 200 and CMN 210 classes. And like, I adore those classes. Those are probably like, they're your main ones. They're my favorite part of the week. So the first one's called the craft of professional writing. And then the other one is called text, image, and sound. Those classes are my favorite. And then I have one class, probably about 50. Another class that's at 100, and then my biggest class is 200. So definitely not
really good.
Yeah, definitely not as big as like your classes. And I think it just goes to say like,
it really depends on the program that you're in. Because at UofT, like I think like the sociology 101 classes are like 1,200 people.
My sociology class, I'm sorry to cut you off. My sociology class, because I'm taking one right now, has like 100 people.
Wow.
But there's different sections.
Right.
So are you talking about the section, or are you talking about in one physical class?
I'm talking about in one physical class.
Yeah, nah, it's not like that. I don't know if you're ever gonna have a big class like that at TMU. Like, I can't fully confirm. Maybe I can't confirm or deny. Like, maybe if you're in engineering or like in that realm and you're taking like a big like required class, or actually if you're in business management, that's our biggest program.
Really?
I don't know the numbers, but I have a lot of friends in business management, and there's also business technology management and like a bunch of different like subcategories. But that's the biggest faculty, like Ted Rogers School of Management, that's the biggest faculty in the whole school. I need to mention that you can get to the Eden Center and vice versa from the Ted Rogers building. There's a direct connection that like.
That's amazing.
Yeah, so that's just if you're a commuter and you're taking the station to get to the Eden Center, you can go from there to your class. So write that down, everybody.
Yeah, important note. You can't get to the Eden Center from UofT, but there are some incredible places. Like the ROM's right down the street from the UofT campus.
Okay.
So in Queens Park, it's kind of like nestled in the middle. Speaking of class sizes, though, I have to mention one thing. As a Rotman student, you can take any course in the Faculty of Arts and Science. And that's where all the big courses are, too, like in general arts and science. But I take a music history course. Like, the world's your oyster, to be honest.
I love that.
Yeah.
Got lots of options available to you.
Yeah.
All right, we're gonna get back on the tracks right now.